Okay, I'm still working on my 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan, um, and it's got the clicking noise sometimes. Generally speaking, right after an oil change, if I put fresh oil um, and change the filter um, so that I've got a brand new fresh filter with brand new fresh oil, generally speaking, the clicking gets much quieter, goes away completely for a while. So what I'm thinking is I've probably got a sticky lifter um, that gets more and more sticky as the oil gets dirtier and dirtier. So a Supreme oil filter, a really, really good oil filter, should help in the process of trying to unstick that sticky lifter. What I've got here are 3 oil filters. This is the brand new one that's about to go into the vehicle. So this one that I put in yesterday looked just like that one yesterday. Um, this has 18 miles that I drove on it with oil that was 574 miles old. This one is, and these two are the Fram synthetic, ultra synthetic XG11665s. Brand new one. This one has 18 miles on it. This one had 167 miles with the same oil. In other words, when I got to Walmart and I was able to pick up these filters, I changed this filter right there in the parking lot, and then I drove 18 miles on, I'm sorry, I took out this filter, and then I drove 18 miles on this filter, and this is how it looked after 18 miles. That's how it looked when it went in brand new. That's how it looked after 18 miles. So in my opinion, this filter trapped a whole lot of particles, carbon particles and other particles, but mostly carbon particles. It trapped that within 18 miles. Whereas if you look over at this competitor, this one is not a Fram XG11665, but it was what I felt was probably the highest quality alternative that I could get my hands on until I could get my hands on the XG11665. I have not tried Purolator 1. I should have probably tried Purolator 1, but I'm going to be sticking with these as long as I continue to get good results with these. This one, this competitor, high quality, excellent reputation competitor, was driven, remember that was only 18 miles. Look at how dark it got. This one was driven 167 miles with the same oil, and you can see it's not nearly as dark as that one, which was only driven 18 miles. So this one, I feel, did not, I strongly suspect, did not capture, is not doing, okay, it is possible that there's things captured that I can't see. Right now I'm judging by the exterior appearance, and it's possible that deep within that filter there's more particles trapped than what I can see. But I'm saying that's a small likelihood of possibility. I'm liking that this one got very dark very quickly, because that means it's trapping a lot of particles. And again, this is a Fram Ultra Synthetic XG11665, which I'll be sticking with as long as I'm continue to get decent results with it. But if I don't get decent results, or if I can't get hold of them again, that's what the problem was. I couldn't get hold of them, and that's why I tried this alternative. If I can't get hold of them again, what I will try is a Purolator 1 to see how I feel about what it captures. Does it help with making the click stay away long? Like these are really helping keep the click away for decent amounts of time. Whereas this one didn't do so well. The two criteria that I use is does the click go away or significantly quiet when I'm using the brand new oil filter? And then the second criteria is, does my check engine light come on with a P0303? Because that means that the clicking has gotten so bad that it's resulting now in a misfire that the computer is picking up on. So, and then the third thing would be if the check engine light actually comes on. So what I've been doing is, if the check engine light comes on and stays persistent, then I feel that it's time to switch over to a new filter. And then if the new filter isn't helping after that, then a new oil change. Because remember, when I start out with brand new fresh oil, the clicking tends to get much better. It tends to lessen or entirely disappear for a couple hundred miles. But at this point, I'm still changing my oil roughly every 500 miles, and the oil filter even more frequently. That's largely because the oils that I'm using are designed to help break apart the carbon deposits and put them into the oil, and I don't want them floating around in the engine where they can cause harm. That's why a super excellent filter is super important to me right now, while I'm using this oil that's designed to break apart the carbon deposits and float them in the oil. As they're floating in the oil, I want them to get trapped in the filter. This one looks like it did really good. Within 18 miles, you can see how dark it got from capturing particles. This one, again, 167 miles, and that's as dark as it got. Again, there might be particles trapped inside deeper than what I can see, but if I flip it on its side, the lighting here doesn't show, and the little bit that I can see, it looks like it's homogeneous throughout. It doesn't look like the inside is darker than the outside. It looks like this did a much better job at quickly trapping particles than this brighter one did. Because I think when I put this one in, it was about as bright as that one. But this one has gotten much darker than that one, and it got much darker in only 18 miles, as opposed to this one being so light after having driven 167 miles with the same oil, the exact same. I didn't do an oil change between these two. Now that this one has come out, I've changed the oil and I'm putting in that brand new fresh filter. Hope all that makes sense to you. I'm thinking that when I put the Fram XG11665 into my 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan, I'm probably doing one of the best things I can do for my Dodge Grand Caravan. Also, I've changed the air filter to make sure that it's doing a really good job of filtering air, so that I'm less likely to get dirt into my engine in the first place. But this isn't likely to be dirt that's being captured here. It's more likely to be carbon particles because of the detergents, because of the oils that I'm using that have been designed to break apart the carbon deposits and float them into the oil where the filter can help pick them up and get rid of them. That's it for this video. Bye. Thanks for your interest. Thanks for watching. Bye.